Hello, and welcome back to the Justin Resells Extra channel. This is different from my main channel in ways that I can't properly explain to y'all, but you get it, whatever. It's just like, I come over to the Extra channel, I can let my hair down a little bit, what little hair I have left. Well, what a week, man. I ended up interviewing the CEO of GameStop. Wasn't expecting that. That was not on my list of to-dos for last week, but it was done. I'm not going to talk too much about that here on the Extra channel because I have another video on the main channel reacting to my interview and giving you my thoughts, which depending on when you're watching this, it may or may not be live yet. So we'll see. If it's live, I'll put it up here, or no, over here, right there. That's where I'll put it. Anyway, very weird week. I'll have to say my part-time reselling job kind of took a little bit of a backseat this week because of all that. I didn't go to garage sales on Saturday because I was up. I did that interview late on Friday and edited it all night, and then published it Saturday morning. Got basically no sleep, so I skipped out on garage sales. Unfortunately, I did go to the flea markets though. Let's take a look at what I got. Good morning. It's Sunday. I went to the flea market. It is Mother's Day, so if you're a mom, happy Mother's Day, or as the beloved Mike Shannon would say, happy birthday to all you mothers out there. Speaking of Mike Shannon, I did get some Cardinals gear here. This is Mitchell Ness, brand new with tags, Lou Brock right there. That's pretty good. I'm going to guess that's $150, $160. I paid $33 for that. I paid $33 for each of these. This one's cool. This is new without tags. Bob Gibson, pretty cool. And this one I really like, Stan Musial. It's got that different older logo on the front. Very cool. Not sure what the comps are on those other two. I know the Gibson's going to go for about 150 or 160. The other two, hopefully they'll go for a similar amount. Very cool. I also got this hand knit cardigan here by Storybook Knits. These things sell really well, so keep an eye out for these. Most people will just going to look right over them, but they do really well. This cost me $2, or no, cost me $1 at the flea market. What is this? Got a big old angel holding the world on the back there. This is like, I used to go, like when I was a kid in the late 80s and 90s, I used to go to JCPenney with my mom, and there was a whole section. I used to call it the teacher section, and they just sold stuff like this. It was like all the stuff my teachers wore. So I think this stuff is back in fashion, and this thing should probably go for $30, I would say. I also got this Sonicare Diamond Clean. I believe it is complete. I probably, people that are buying something like this usually want it like in a sealed package. So I think what I'll probably end up doing is parting it out into just like the actual bottom units here, and there's some other accessories and stuff in there. So we'll see. I don't think I'm going to sell this as a whole unit. I only paid $10. We'll see. If it is complete, I don't know. Well, maybe I'll sell it that way. Just not sure yet. We'll find out. This is just a Disney Timeworks watch, Mickey Mouse watch, holding a little scarf. Looks like it might be Christmas themed. I paid $5. My guess is it's going to go for $20 to $30. I did pick two hats out of a bucket of hats. This is a Milwaukee Bucks, just interesting looking. This might be a Cleveland. I don't know if that's right. I'll have to look and see who that is. Yeah, I don't know. I obviously need to do some shaping on these. What's the best way to shape hats? Let me know. I'm not really sure. I have no idea if these have value. I paid $2 a piece. I figured it was worth the gamble. And then a Disney water globe, birthday water globe here, snow globe. I paid $10 for it. It's new. My guess is it'll go for 50 or 60, and it does have, it sells. So this was also an okay pickup. Anyway, that's what I found at the flea market today. So some decent stuff at the flea market. Nothing amazing, but some decent stuff. Let's talk about last week. Let's see how we did. I think we did okay. $1,586 in gross sales. $1,015 in net sales, net profit there. And, a little bit of help from Facebook Marketplace this week. So that's not all eBay. I'll get into that in a second. $68.94 average gross per sale. $42.27 average net. That's high. Last week it was like in the 20s. So good there. Look at that net profit margin, 64%. That's because of those Facebook Marketplace sales. No fees, all cash. I like that. Where are my buyers this week? I don't know. Hayden, Idaho, shout out. Omaha, Nebraska, getting a Gene Simmons guitar pick. Houston, H-Town, Thrasher Magazine. We'll talk about that one in a minute. What else we got here? Indianapolis, some guitar strap locks. Alpena, Michigan, some White Zombie merch. Citrus Heights, California. Never heard of it. Harwinton, Connecticut for some shoes. Bethesda, Maryland. Used to live nearby. We'll talk about these Peloton yoga mats. For some reason they're selling. All right, let's come on down here. How much did I? Yeah, so I made, looks like almost $700 net on eBay. So it still would have been a decent week on eBay. Feel okay about that. My goal on eBay is $600 per week net. Did almost $700, so pretty good there. And Facebook Marketplace, though, brought in about $350. So pretty good. $115 spent on new inventory. You saw that. I bought that stuff at the flea market. It was some more expensive stuff. Cost of goods that sold everything this week, $276. Marketplace fees, $148. And shipping labels, $144. 14 new listings. Yes, I admit I dropped the ball on listing and sourcing, sort of, just because I've been distracted. Give me a break here. 34 sales. That seems high. That looks high. It's not really that high. I mean, it is that high, but 9 of those are from Facebook Marketplace, units from Facebook Marketplace. So really it's 25 eBay sales. Is that right? Yeah, 25. 8 days average time to list. So I'm, again, kind of dropping the ball on listing. 6 months average time to sell. $277 is the return on investment. Let's take a look at what's sold, though. There's some good stuff. I'm excited to walk through it. Starting, what is this? Thrasher Magazine, Y2K Vintage, Skate and Destroy. This is one that I just really wanted to be worth more money than it was. This is when I let my emotions take over the purchasing. It was at a thrift store 6 months ago. And I used to read Thrasher Magazine. I remember in the 90s, one of the first unsolicited emails I ever sent was to Thrasher Magazine. I loved Thrasher Magazine. And I also was making websites in the 90s. And that was when not many people were making websites. And I'm like, hey, Thrasher Magazine, let me make your website. I was probably 14 at the time. They did not respond, unfortunately. Anyway, I've got an affinity for the Thrasher Magazine brand. So I saw this at a thrift store. I was like, sweet, this is awesome. Was not worth it. I shouldn't have bought it at $13. $23.99 it sold for. My net profit, 21 cents. Look at that. I didn't lose money. I got 21 cents in my pocket. What are we going to do with that today? Maybe I'll buy a cheeseburger for a McDonald's in 1956. So don't buy that one. Next up is this new Nike tee. I can tell this is old because I have an old background that hasn't existed for a long time. Almost 3 years it took to sell. I had a bunch of these from a bulk buy. And these were just like the least valuable of the bunch. And so they've been very slowly selling. I had 6 of them. I've sold 5 now over 3 years with 1 left. But look at that. I've made, what's my net profit? $37. Why not? They're just sitting there, not taking up much space. Coming in at number 8, Bonobos. This is a brand that I was just late on. I bought this after it was already a very saturated brand. Doesn't mean it won't sell, but it will take a long time to sell. And it did. 2 years for $25.99. I bought it for $7 at a Salvation Army. My net profit, $8.82. Not bad. Not great for selling in 2 years. So this is just a brand. I'm not telling you not to buy it. If you want to buy it, you can. Just expect it to take a long time to sell unless you have something special. This was not special. What am I missing? Okay. Coming up next. This is a fun one right here. This vintage Hallmark Haunted House die cut Halloween cardboard cutout thing. Anytime I see these things, I buy them. This one just happened to be a really good one. Hallmark, I guess, from the 1960s is desirable, but this one print, this one cardboard die cut Halloween decoration sold for $26.99 plus $6.99 in shipping. My price, 25 cents. That's because I bought a folder filled with them for $1. Filled with 4 of them anyway. Net profit, $22.93. Not a ton of money, but I don't know. I just like buying this stuff. It's cool. People want it. I don't know. I like doing it. What can I say? I'm going to continue to buy stuff that on paper doesn't look that great because it's fun. And part of why I do this is because it's fun. And if it stopped being fun, I would stop making money entirely because I would no longer do it. So that's why I buy stuff like this. That's why I sell stuff like this. To keep it fun, to keep it interesting. and I like doing it. So there you go. What's next? Some Apple AirPods. If y'all remember, I don't know, it's probably been a year ago now where I had a bunch of Apple AirPods that I parted out into different pieces. And that was my strategy because I found that they attracted safer buyers than selling the whole AirPods as a single unit, which in my experience had been attracting scammers. And I found that with other Apple products as well, unless they're like vintage Apple products. Now, last year when I was doing this, last summer or spring or whenever it was, my own strategy was just like backfiring on me because I was getting so many returns on these replacement parts for Apple AirPods. And I have no idea why. I don't understand it. I don't remember the numbers now, but it was like something in like 30 sales of Apple AirPod replacement parts. 13 of them got returned or something crazy like that. I have no idea why, but that's what was going on. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to pull it off for a while now. I still had some AirPod stuff hanging around, but I was just like, I don't want to deal with the hassle. I just started listing them again though. So we'll see. This thing sold when was it? May 6th. What is today? Oh, 6 days. Is that right? Yes, that is correct. Net profit, $23.52. Dead easy to ship. That's why I do free shipping. I know it's not going to cost any more than $5 or $6. It used to be like $4 or $5. Shipping has gone up though. Anyway, $23.52. We'll see if this thing gets returned. Sorry, I had a phone call. I'll call that person back. It was my dad. I'll call my dad back. Dad, I'm recording. What can I say? All right, coming up next, these two vintage Sony Sports Walkman cassette players. You remember this like a week ago that I got them at the flea market? Dude says, oh yeah, they work. I tested them. That's like the flea market guarantee. Can't trust the flea market guarantee. They rarely work. But I bought them anyway knowing that it's a crapshoot. And I talked to him. He wanted 15 each. I think I bought them for 10 each, right? Is that right? 12 each. Okay. I think I was wrong. That is the right price. I paid a little bit more than 10 each on them. Anyway, I knew that even if they didn't work, I would still at least make my money back and maybe make a little bit of money. And if they did work, I would make more money. Well, neither of them worked. So I popped batteries in there, and both belts just needed to be replaced. I don't want to mess with replacing them, so I just tossed them up. That's a lot for $41.98, including shipping. They sold. My net profit $7.07 in 3 days. So, and not the best end to the story, but not the worst. I'll take it. $7. Why not? What's next? All right. So these Peloton workout mats. I got these from the big bulk buy that I made. I've got 42 of them. My God, that's a lot of Peloton mats. I've also got them listed on Facebook Marketplace. Nobody's buying them there. They are buying them on eBay. They've started to sell more, which is great. I don't know why. Why did they suddenly start to sell? Is it like yoga season? Is there a season for yoga? If so, maybe it just started and people are looking for yoga mats. I've got them. All right. What's next? Number 3. Oh, God, I'm so glad to be done with these. I'm so glad to see out of stock right there. These are like these huge metal patio sets in huge boxes that have been dominating my garage since I bought this bulk buy back in November. I had 9 of these things, and they were like 100 pounds each. They finally sold out this weekend on Facebook Marketplace. My total net return on these things, $492. Let's see how that bulk buy is doing, though. $11,000 spent, net profit $11,199. So I'm now 100%, over 100% ROI. So that's fun. I spent $11,000. I've grossed $26,000, and I've netted just over $11,000. So very happy with that. Spend $11,000 to make $11,000. That's the thing. Like a lower ROI. Typically, my ROI is like my average ROI for this week was 200 something. I think over lifetime, my ROI is like 400 or 500%. And so a lower ROI seems sort of bad, but the return is much higher, $11,000, So sometimes you have to be willing to spend a little bit more money to make larger amounts of money. This was definitely that case. Happy with this bulk buy. Okay, let's keep going. Carhartt pants. These sold out too. These really impressed me. The speed with which they sold, because I bought them at the flea market. I spent $90, which is not nothing. $8.18 per unit for 11 units. And in my head, I'm like, they will eventually sell. but they sold very fast. 22 days, they sold out. Sold all 9 of them. All 11 of them. My net profit in total, $265.66. Very impressed with that. Impressed with the profit and the speed. I thought they were going to sell for less and much slower. So very happy with that one. All right, number 1. This is fun. This is also a flea market find. If it will load here, there it is. This new Bauer helmet 4500 XL that I got at the flea market 27 days ago for $15. Whew. $15 turning into $284.99. That's wild. It turns out that when I bought it, I was like, well, it's a new hockey helmet. It's got to be worth more than $15, right? I wasn't expecting it to be worth $284.99. It turns out that this is just a very desirable model that they don't make anymore. And so there's like Reddit threads where people are like, well, I love my 4500 XL. I wish they still made it. And so you look at the comps, they're high. And I had the only new one out there. And it took a little while, 27 days. Good timing, though. It's like right before the 30-day mark where I would have been relisted and started to promote it. So I avoided the promotion fee on a large sale. That's nice. Net profit, $216.46. That's my best sell in a while. Really happy with that. Just really surprising. $284. Had no idea it was going to be worth that much, but very glad that it was. All right, lights out. I'm tired, y'all. It has been a whirlwind weekend. Interviewing the billionaire CEO of GameStop, then going to the flea market. That's the world of reselling, at least my world of reselling. It's very weird, and I'm very tired. I was up all night. I still haven't recovered from my sleep. So yeah, I didn't even know if I was going to make a video today, but I was like, I'm going to do it. I'll try to get back into a normal routine here. So hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week. Thanks, y'all.